Special salutations all. I am the Imperial Transcendence Destiny Celesta Shadow Star, founder of Truth Mirrors Reality Humanitarian Agency. It is up to us to find what works for me, what works for you, what works for us. Yes, in self-discovery, there are encryptions, there are symbols, there's intuition, and we'll put all of that together to have some working guidance through the journey of life. The core strivings of pursuit and avoidance. These core strivings could be categorized as a pentagon 5. 1. Life and death. 2. Pleasure and pain. 3. Superiority and inferiority. 4. Connection and isolation. And 5. Identity and anonymity. And these 5 can be further subdivided into 5 aspects of each core striving. Life and death, air, water, food, sleep, sex. Pleasure and pain, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, tasting. Superiority and inferiority, knowledge, beauty, strength, fullness, highness. Connection and isolation, role as a child, role as a spouse, role as a parent, oneness with humanity, and oneness with existence. Identity and anonymity, the source of life, the journey of life, the destiny of life, the private reputation, and the public reputation. We use symbols, alphabetical symbols, numerological symbols. There are shapes, different encryptions using different symbols. And right now, for the symbols of the identity of humanity, we have the guidance that would have been given by way of Abraham Maslow, Maslow's theory of basic needs, and Dr. Robert Spitzer, the right for life and 4 types of happiness. And now what I will elucidate is the psychological heritage of humanity, which is what I'm working with. And guidance from the psychological heritage of humanity, we have the first set of numbers and the parallel English alphabetical symbols. 66N, 75W, 84F, 167K, and 246L. We also have 90L, 106B, 115K, 225Q, and 333U. And the most basic symbolic letters and numbers for the identity of humanity are 26Z, 35I, 44R, 87I, and 126V. It is a bit technical and a bit tedious, but stay with me, please. Guidance from the psychological heritage of humanity. Existence is one whole being, and observation and experience highlight the trichotomous and pentagonal identity of all that exists and happens. What results from combining a straight line and a curved line alphabetically. It is the capitalized letter D in the English alphabet, exemplifying a fusion trinity. Encryptions have a placeholder and a deeper meaning to convey, and the letter A, based on alphabetical order, can be assigned the number 1 or 27, etc., and the letter Z, based on alphabetical order, can be assigned the number 26 or 52, etc. The innocent law is one identity level combined with sexually oriented locations of consequences at the next level and the holistic settings as a hermaphrodite, merged trinity, then independent trinity. The inherited psychological core is externally encrypted with 5 tiers of symbolic labels as the intuitive and inherent natural law for the basic identity. These encryption codes are 26Z, 35I, 44R, 87I, and 126V. The psychological heritage of humanity has 26 basic symbolic placeholders on the human anatomy, which phenomenally parallel with the 5 senses of the skull, the 5 fingers of each of 2 hands, the 5 toes of each of 2 feet, along with 1 navel to total 26. That is the letter Z in the English alphabet. The psychological heritage of humanity establishes that a child of freedom, that is the holistic decision maker and skin oneness with the wings of eyebrows, is guided by a maternal fare. Heirs resemble the ovaries of death, pain, inferiority, isolation, and ignorance of identity, and a paternal love. Eyes resemble the testes of life, pleasure, superiority, connection, and knowledge of identity, such that ignorance, weakness, ugliness, lowness, and emptiness are concealed with maternal shame. Mouth resembles the vagina. Knowledge, strength, beauty, highness, and fullness are showcased with paternal pride. Nose resembles the penis, along with captivity, the navel as the fruit of the maternal womb, quantifies as an extra 1 which balances freedom, the decision maker. The light productions of the ribcage and the dark productions of the pelvis, along with the golden production of the groin, represent the consequences of the abstract parental guidance and middle path. 4 of the placeholders are the light double-breasted milk productions of the ribcage and the dark fecal productions of the buttocks on the pelvis, which symbolize the emotional punishment of blame for the destructive use of freedom and being laughed at for a possibly low life, feces rejected from the feminine basins of the twin buttocks, and emotional reward of credit for the constructive use of freedom and being envied for a possibly high life, milk accepted from the masculine twin mountains of the breast, and the one golden middle way is represented by urine, like honey from the groin. 4 symbolic placeholders for the testes and the ovaries are song and silence, males have a dominant voice, and the penis and vagina as dance and stillness. The penis performs an erection, which adds 9 to 26 to total 35. That is the letter I in the English alphabet. The rib cage, it tends in males to be broader. So the rib cage is oriented around masculinity, and the pelvis in females tends to be broader, which is more oriented for the pelvis to be aligned with femininity. And in procreation, the white race and the black race would tend to render golden offspring, and mixing colors, the black and white would render a gray color. The symbolic framework of the 2 arms represents space, the 2 legs represent time, and the spine traverses the pelvis, rib cage, and skull. And the skull is oriented around offspring. That the eyebrows, when you transcend that masculinity and femininity into transcendence. The symbolic framework of the 2 arms represents space, the 2 legs represent time, and the spine traverses the pelvis, rib cage, and skull to signify the 3 states of matter, that is liquid, solid, and gas, and the 2 states of energy, that is the darkness of the lunar scalp hemisphere fused with the light of the solar facial hemisphere, also of the skull, to add 9 to the abstraction of 1 member to equal 44, that is the letter R in the English alphabet. Obtaining a total for the combined trinity subtracts 2 male or female sex organs of the hermaphrodite from 44, which equals 42, which is to be multiplied by 2 for a male and a female, totaling 84, added to 1 sperm on a journey entangling with the 1 ovum of destiny to generate the 1 fusion of higher new life to total 87. That is the letter I of the English language. The 3 independent beings of the Trinity calculates as 42 multiplied by 3 to equal 126. That is the letter V of the English alphabet. The sum of digits is a calculation obtained by adding the combined digits in a number. And for 26Z, it is a simplified 8H, which adds to 9 for 35I, and it is 8H, and adds another 9 to equal 44R, which calculates to 8H. The sum of digits for 87I results in 6F, and for 126V results in 9I. Existence is a place of opposites and mirrors. Thus, anomalies with people and overall nature comprise individuals who may enjoy partaking of and/or extending pain in a destructive pathological deviation from those who are healthy and constructive in the and pursuit and exchange of pleasure. This is a timeless overview of the natural dignity and rational and intuitive interpretation of the common trichotomous and pentagonal symbolic human identity. People strive to embrace, exhibit, and exceed pure, polished perfection in an ascending direction. Thank you.